In this video, I want to discuss the origin, insertion, and action of the biceps brachii muscle. Now, we got to give ourselves some review of bony anatomy. So here we have some diagrams that show us some things here. And let's give ourselves a quick review of some of the anatomy. And of course, you have a humerus, we have a radius, and an ulna. And here we have an intertubercular groove. So that gives us a few of the things you guys may have a hard time with. Secondly, we have here the coracoid process and the acromion process of the bone known as the scapula. And that should be enough information for you guys to be able to take origins and insertions. So if we begin ourselves at origin, and I'm going to draw on the left side here, we have, on this side here, the origins. We're going to draw in blue and the insertions in red. Now, on the biceps brachii, the origin for the long head is here on the superior part of the glenoid fossa called the supraglenoid tubercle. The other aspect comes here at the axillary border here. Now, its insertion is here on the radial tuberosity of the radius. Now, remember, the ulna is underneath on the medial side. Here's the medial epicondyle. Here is the ulna, to give you just a little bit of a reference again as to where you're sitting. So the radial tuberosity. So if I want to draw in orange here, we take the long head of the biceps brachii, will pass down into the intertubercular groove. The biceps, depending on how large it is. And we have the short head here. So the long head, and we'll draw the short head in here. And in this case, we can color in a wide variety of this muscle. I have a pretty good idea. The only thing we can't change is the weight of the pen to really fill it in very fast and thoroughly. For this muscle, we get a good idea of actually how it fits and sits and attaches on the bone. And if you were to take and imagine, so if I color this in fairly thoroughly here, we have a good idea of what it looks like and how this muscle sits, what bony anatomy it actually covers up. We now have an idea, because we know origin, we know insertion of this muscle. What we want to imagine you guys doing is taking the origin and moving, or taking the insertion and move it towards the origin. So this causes flexion. Flexion, and that would be the primary action for the biceps brachii. Biceps brachii, as you will know, has fairly poor mechanical advantage when we really think about it. I'm leaving out things like bicipital aponeurosis on this diagram, but this will help you a little bit understanding what's going on in this lesson. And you can take this and use some of the stuff that I've given you to understand muscle attachments and what they're doing. But this concludes our little video on biceps brachii muscle.